Hi, welcome to Feature and a Short, a monthly screening hosted by Fourwind Films, where an appointed contributor presents a feature motion picture and a short movie. There's only one condition for screening a selection. The presenter must have been directly involved with one picture, but not the other. My name is Justin Joseph Hall, director and editor and owner of Fourwind Films. And this week we have Claudia de Candia, an actress who lives here in New York City, who has worked with us on the upcoming movie Prologue, and she has decided to present The Smell of New York.
So, myself, I'm Claudia, I'm Italian, as you probably can hear, from Greenpoint, but Italian. And I didn't speak a word of English 2 years ago. And I did this short movie after 5 months I was here. It's just the first short movie I did here in New York. Actually, there is no speaking. It's just a voiceover in the whole movie or the beginning. And it's about New York. It's about a love story, two girls' love story. The name of the movie, the title is New York Smells, and it's like 3 different stories about New York City.
Oh, cool.
And just in one story of the 3 stories. I just saw it complete. It was in a festival in East Village, was in a movie theater there for a festival, and I saw the first time there. And actually, it was the only time that I saw it.
Oh, really?
Yes.
When did you shoot it?
November 2016.
Was it a one-day shoot?
Yeah, one day from the morning to the night. Yeah.
Any places in New York where you shot where you hadn't been before you?
Yeah, like in Dumbo.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't. I mean, at that time it was the first time I was in that area. And actually, there are some spots that I don't even know where was it because when I was shooting, it was the first time for me going there, and now I don't even realize. But yes, because we took a lot of Uber going around.
In one of the first scenes, she eats some green apples, so we went and bought some, cut them up for everybody to enjoy during the film. This movie is available on Vimeo for free, or you can buy it for like $99, some unusual price. But anyway, after the screening of the film, we talked about Claudia's unique experience putting this film together, her preparation, and the people she shot the film with. Yeah, do you just want to go through the story?
Yeah, okay. So I was taken for doing this short film on a backstage, the website of casting. So I didn't do a real audition for it. I knew a little bit about the plot, but I didn't have any script, nothing. So when I went there that morning, it was kind of weird because we met in front of a McDonald's. We entered in the McDonald's, and I met the other actresses for the first time. So we entered together in this McDonald's, and we were supposed to change ourselves there and everything. So the director didn't speak a word of English because she's from China, I think. And she started to tell me that I wasn't supposed to do that part, but the other one. So I was kind of confused because, of course, even if I didn't have a script, I was trying to imagine myself in a part. And that morning, she said, "No, you're going to do the other one." I said, "But you told me." I said, "No, you're going to do." Okay. So we went to the bathroom, we changed. I don't even know who was the person who was helping us to change. And so we said, okay, we started from the last scene. And I was like, okay, what's going on in the script though? Because I don't even know what's the story about, They kind of explain it, but it wasn't quite clear to me actually. So we started with this scene while I'm eating this apple, and I'm supposed to be after the whole love story. And I was there like, okay, just think something, just try to just eating the apple and think something, Claudia, think something deep. So this is how it started. So I was pretty confused and like, I don't know, if I was in Italy, probably I was getting mad for this kind of... But then I have to say that I actually loved them. They were incredible. They have a beautiful energy. They were totally crazy. But I really enjoyed the time. And I say, okay, whatever is going to happen, I'm just gonna have fun. And the best part was the voiceover, which I actually didn't understand what I'm saying, so I'm sure that you didn't as well. There is a reason why. At the end of we finished shooting like at 8 p.m.
Yeah.
and they asked me, and I didn't know before, they asked me, oh, okay, everyone goes home, but you're gonna have a voiceover to record. But they didn't have a place to record it. So we tried to go in a bank, and it was, of course, not the right place to do it. So then in the street, they found like a truck, and they asked him if we could go into the truck to record. So this guy went out of the truck. We entered in the truck, and I was just with another girl. And they sent me the thing that I was supposed to say by text message. So I was reading that for the first time. And even if I didn't speak English very well, I understood there were some grammar mistakes. So I was trying to correct them. And I was speaking even worse than now, so you can imagine. So that was crazy. And finally it was kind of fine, even though I'm telling again, I don't understand myself like in a couple of words. To be honest, I thought it would be worse than this. So when I got like the email they were doing it in this film festival, I went to watch it, and I thought actually the photography and it wasn't bad at all. I mean, it was just about try to find an intimacy with this girl. As you can see at the beginning, I'm kind of the good girl, I would say, or someone that is very shy. Right. She never experienced going with another girl. Yeah. And it's like there is this kind of transformation in the meeting. So the way I'm dressed is a little bit different from the beginning. The end, which is actually the first scene, though.
It was just like watching Blue is the Warmest Color, but it saved me 3 hours.
For her feature film, Claudia brought Le Notti di Cabiria, or The Nights of Cabiria, a Fellini film. Fellini is one of the directors that most inspires Claudia. During the film, we had some rum and coke, some champagne, but she doesn't have a lot of money in the film, Cabiria, the main character. So we had some pasta and some homemade red sauce and some leftover stale bread that was fried and used for dipping. Afterwards, we had a discussion on Fellini, what he meant, and the relationship between storytelling in other countries and storytelling in the U.S. Who's all seen this film here before?
What's it called?
Nights of Cabiria.
That sounds familiar.
Oh.
It's a Fellini film.
What's the other one he did with that actress?
Many.
She's
But the
thinking
other
about
one
the
is
Julietta the Spirits.
that one, but another one where
Yeah, I've
she's
seen
like
this.
working in a circus, right?
Yeah,
that's the one that you remember.
La Strada.
Las what?
La Strada.
I think I saw Nights of
La
Cabiria.
Strada.
I don't even, what is it?
Yeah, Giulietta Masina was his wife.
Yeah.
She was in a lot of his movies.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's
I think I
that's
see.
what 8.5's about, right? I mean, not
Yeah.
about.
I don't. That's one of the few she's not in. I think.
Yeah, she's not in it, but I think
Yeah.
it's about her.
Yeah.
Which
oh
one?
yeah.
8.5.
The little blonde.
So,
His wife, Giulietta Masina.
Oh, okay.
got
it.
Why did you pick that movie?
When I was in high school, I had this friend, and he was dreaming about being a director, and I was dreaming about being an actress, and we were watching all Fellini's movies together. We were spending like nights talking about them and imagining. We loved Rome, and we wanted really to live in Rome, which I don't anymore, but at that time I really wanted to.
Have you been there yet?
Yes, my father is from Rome. So. And so it really brings me one of my favorite movies of Fellini is the Interview, which almost nobody knows. Yeah, because it's the last one, and it's kind of weird. There is this scene between Marcello Mastroianni and Anita Ekberg, like they're old and they're watching the La Dolce Vita that they made
really?
years
Yeah.
earlier, and for me it's one of the more touching scene ever in the movies. So I was listening all the time the song of it, and also the little scene between the two of them, the little dialogue. And so for me, Fellini, it's really something, I don't know, it's really when I was dreaming to be in a movie. Yeah. Hayden Alpha is also one of my favorite, but actually I also love Giulietta Masina, and she's pretty funny, and I love also the fact that she's touching and funny at the same time. Yeah.
It was fun to watch.
I always like what did Fellini, he said, the movie's done when the money runs out. I feel like all his movies feel like that. Especially La Dolce Vita, that one that like it just like goes, and then you're at the end. It just like ends randomly.
No, but I think
I
there's
enjoyed
an element of magic realism. I think like the way that you tell stories here in the United States is very different than how we tell stories anywhere else. Like I think here, at least in the American system, there's a very, this is the 3-act structure, and everybody kind of follows that. Or like if they don't divert much. There's some European movies, at least, in Italy, there's a lot, or in other places, it's a very different way of telling a story. I can like see from a lot of his other movies, like there's like the magic realism happening and kind of just following these characters like through their everyday like life without thinking too much why, but it's more like an emotional journey for the audience, I think.
Well, thank you very much for listening to Featuring the Short. This is the last of the season. I want to say thank you to everyone who helped out with the podcast this year. Brian Trahan, who mixed the majority of the podcast, Daria Huxley, our photographer, and special thanks to our host, Thomas Kelsey. Next year, we'll do 10 more episodes and choose a new theme song. In the meantime, please write us on social media at Fourwind Films. That's FOURWIND FILMS. Talk to you next year.